Seattle's rain taps against my office window at Amazon, each drop a reminder of the life I've carefully constructed. My Apple Watch vibrates, another missed call from Tyler. The third one today. I stare at his name on the screen, my stepson's presence in my notifications as persistent as the Pacific Northwest rain. Outside my window, the Amazon spheres glow through the mist, their geometric patterns a stark contrast to the chaos brewing in my mind. Rachel? My assistant's voice crackles through the intercom. Your 4 p.m. canceled. And Tyler called the office line. My fingers hover over the keyboard, trembling slightly. Thanks, Jenny. I'll handle it. The word handle feels heavy, like the rain clouds gathering over Lake Union. I check my reflection in the darkened monitor, VP of Product at Amazon, perfectly curated image in my cream Burberry blazer, not a strand of black hair out of place. #TechWomenLead, my latest Instagram post proclaimed this morning. 500K followers. Perfect career. Perfect home. Perfect lie. My phone buzzes again. Mom, please. I need you home. The mom still feels foreign, even after 3 years of marriage to Mark. Tyler started calling me that after his startup failed, when he moved back home 6 months ago. The rain intensifies as I gather my things, my Louboutins clicking against the polished concrete floors of the Amazon office. Each step echoes with memories of the day Tyler's startup crumbled, when he showed up at our Capitol Hill condo, eyes red from crying. The investors pulled out, he had said. I remember how his hands shook as he held his laptop, showing me the final emails. Now, as I drive through Seattle's rush hour traffic, those same hands are probably coding again, trying to rebuild from the ashes. My Tesla navigates automatically through the familiar streets, past Pike Place Market where we used to grab coffee before everything changed. Before the late-night coding sessions in our home office. Before the lingering glances. Before the touches that lasted too long. The garage door opens silently as I pull in, our smart home system recognizing my arrival. Welcome home, Rachel, Alexa announces, her artificial cheerfulness a stark contrast to the tension in my shoulders. Tyler's bedroom door is closed, but I can see the blue light of multiple monitors seeping underneath. My heels sink into the plush carpet as I approach. 1 breath. 2 breaths. 3. I knock softly. Tyler? The door opens, and the scent of energy drinks and desperation hits me. He stands there, 6 feet 2 inches of Stanford dropout brilliance, dark circles under his eyes matching the Seattle sky. You came, he says simply. Empty Red Bull cans litter his desk, surrounding 3 monitors displaying endless lines of code. Your calls worried me, I say, trying to maintain professional distance despite the way my heart races. He runs his fingers through his disheveled hair, a gesture so like his father. As yet somehow completely different. I think I found something in the code, he says, turning back to his screens. Something that could fix everything. I step into his room, careful to leave the door open. Always leave the door open. Show me, I say, leaning over his shoulder to see the monitor. His scent, coffee and mint and something uniquely Tyler, fills my senses. The code blurs before my eyes as he explains his discovery, his voice animated for the first time in months. I'm not really listening to the technical details. Instead, I'm noticing how his hand gestures when he's excited, how his eyes light up with purpose. How close we're standing. too close. Tyler, I interrupt, taking a step back. Have you eaten today? He blinks, as if just remembering that basic human needs exist. I know. I got caught up in this. I nod, professional mask firmly in place. I'll order something. Thai food? Like that night we debugged the API? The memory hits us both at the same time. That night 3 months ago, when Mark was in Singapore. When we sat cross-legged on the office floor, surrounded by takeout containers and laptop glow. When our hands touched reaching for the last spring roll. When everything started to shift. Rachel, he says now, my name's soft on his lips. I'll order from that place on Broadway, I say quickly, already turning away. But his hand catches my wrist. Gentle. Electric. Wrong. Don't run away, he whispers. Not this time. My Apple Watch betrays my racing heart, its health monitoring feature probably logging this as exercise. Tyler, we can't. Can't what? His voice is stronger now. Can't acknowledge this? I pull my hand away, but the warmth of his touch lingers. I'm married to your father. To a man who's never here, he counters. Who's in Singapore more than Seattle? The truth of his words stings like the rain still beating against the windows. That doesn't change anything. It changes everything. He steps closer, and I feel my carefully constructed walls beginning to crack. Every time you look at me, he continues, every time we talk code until 3 a.m., every time you actually see me. Stop. But he doesn't. You feel it too. I know you do. My back hits the doorframe, the solid wood a reminder of boundaries I shouldn't cross. I'm your stepmother. You're the only person who understands me. His words hang in the air between us, heavy with truth and possibility. The smart home system chooses that moment to dim the lights, its automated evening routine oblivious to our drama. In the softer light, Tyler's features look younger, more vulnerable. More dangerous. Order the food, he says finally, stepping back. But we're not done talking about this. I flee to the kitchen, my hands shaking as I open the food delivery app. Outside, Seattle's rain continues its relentless rhythm, a soundtrack to my unraveling certainties. My phone lights up with a text from Mark. Extended meetings in Singapore. Back next week. I stare at the message until the screen goes dark, reflecting my own troubled expression. In the reflection, I see Tyler standing in the doorway behind me. Watching. Waiting. And I know, with the same certainty that I know tomorrow will bring more Seattle rain, that everything is about to change. The Thai food arrives, its spicy aroma filling our too-quiet kitchen. My hands tremble slightly as I unpack the containers, arranging them on our marble island with mechanical precision. Tyler watches from the doorway, his laptop forgotten upstairs. You're doing it again, he says softly. Doing what? Organizing everything to avoid looking at me. The truth of his observation makes me pause, a container of pad thai suspended midair. Outside, the Seattle rain has softened to a gentle mist, coating our floor-to-ceiling windows in a dreamy haze. We should eat, I say, my voice professional. Controlled. You need actual food, not just Red Bull. He moves to the kitchen island, deliberately choosing the seat next to me instead of across. Too close. Always too close. My Apple Watch vibrates, another text from Mark. Meeting with investors going well. Might extend trip another week. Tyler notices my slight flinch as I read the message. Let me guess, he says, reaching for the spring rolls. Singapore needs him longer? I lock my phone screen, but not before he glimpses Mark's message. Your father's company is expanding, I say diplomatically. My father's company is his real marriage. The bitterness in his voice makes me look up. His eyes meet mine, intense and unguarded. Tyler. When's the last time he had dinner with you? Actually sat here, in this kitchen? I push my food around with my chopsticks, avoiding the question. He's building something important. So am I. The double meaning in his words hangs between us like Seattle's morning fog. My watch buzzes again, a notification from my Instagram. At Tech Women Lead, balance is everything in tech and life. I almost laugh at the irony. You haven't touched your food, Tyler observes, his voice softer now. He's right. I've been arranging and rearranging the noodles, creating patterns that make as much sense as my life right now. I'm not very hungry. When's the last time you actually were? The question catches me off guard. Not the words themselves, but the concern behind them. The attention to detail. The way he notices things about me that Mark hasn't in years. I eat, I defend weakly. You exist, he corrects. There's a difference. His hand moves across the marble counter, not quite touching mine, but close enough that I can feel the warmth of his skin. Rachel. Just my name. But the way he says it makes my chest tight. We can't have this conversation, I whisper. We're already having it. A car horn blares outside, making me jump. The spell breaks. I stand to brew. PTOY, my chair scraping against the hardwood floor. I should check my emails. But as I turn to leave, his hand catches mine. Not forcefully. Just a gentle touch. More devastating than any grip could be. Stay. One word. So simple. So impossible. My pulse races beneath his fingers, and I know my watch is probably logging another phantom workout. People will talk, I say, still not pulling away. They already do. Have you seen the comments on your Instagram? I have. The speculation about why Mark's son lives with us. The questions about our modern family dynamic. The hashtags that cut too close to truth. Social media isn't real life. No, he agrees, his thumb tracing circles on my wrist. This is real life. The touch sends shivers up my arm, awakening nerve endings I thought long dormant. Through the window, Seattle's skyline glitters in the rain, each light a witness to this moment. My phone pings with another notification. Then another. The outside world demanding attention. But here in our kitchen, time seems suspended. Tell me you don't feel this, Tyler challenges softly. I could lie. Should lie. But I'm tired of curating perfection. I feel everything, I whisper. That's the problem. His other hand comes up to cut my face, and I know I should step away. Run away. Back to my perfect online presence. Back to my empty marriage. back to safety. Instead, I lean into his touch. The rain intensifies outside, drumming against the windows like my heartbeat against my ribs. Tyler, I breathe, his name both a warning and a prayer. I know, he responds, understanding everything I can't say. When his lips meet mine, it feels like Seattle's first clear day after months of rain. Like sunlight breaking through clouds. Like truth-shattering pretense. The kiss deepens, and I'm falling. Falling into forbidden territory. Falling into something I can never take back. My watch vibrates again, probably marked with more excuses about Singapore. But for once, I don't check. Instead, I let Tyler pull me closer, his hands tangling in my perfectly styled hair. Let myself forget about Instagram followers and LinkedIn connections. Let the carefully constructed walls of my digital empire crumble. Because here, in this moment, with Seattle's rain as our witness, I'm finally feeling something real. Even if it's wrong. Even if it destroys everything. Even if tomorrow brings consequences I can't imagine. Right now, in Tyler's arms, I'm alive. And that's the most dangerous thing of all. Morning light filters through Seattle's perpetual cloud cover, casting shadows across my office at Amazon. The quarterly reports blur before my eyes, numbers swimming like the raindrops on my window. Last night feels like a dream. Or a nightmare. Depending on which version of myself I ask. My perfectly organized desk seems to mock me now, each item in its place while my life spins out of control. The notification light on my phone blinks steadily. 3 messages from Tyler. 5 from Mark. Countless social media alerts. I haven't opened any of them. Rachel? Jenny's voice through the intercom makes me flinch. Your mother's on line 1. Of course she is. My mother's timing has always been impeccable, especially when my life is unraveling. I take a deep breath and pick up the phone. Mom. Rachel Stepson, why aren't you answering WeChat? Her voice carries decades of expectations and disappointment across the digital connection. I've been in meetings, I lie, watching Seattle's skyline disappear behind thickening clouds. Your sister says Tyler's TikToks look different lately. More personal. My stomach drops. I've avoided his social media since last night, afraid of what I might see. Afraid of what others might see. He's processing the startup failure, I say carefully. Oomph. A Stanford dropout living with his stepmother while his father travels. People talk, Rachel. Don't I know it? Mom, I need to go. I have a meeting. Just be careful, daughter. Your position at Amazon, your marriage to Mark, these are precious things. The guilt hits me like a physical force. After the call ends, I finally open Tyler's messages. I can't stop thinking about last night. About you. About us. My fingers hover over the keyboard, trembling slightly. Before I can respond, my office door opens. Tyler stands there, in jeans and a hoodie that probably costs more than most people's monthly rent. You're avoiding me, he says, closing the door behind him. My heart races as I glance through the glass walls of my office. Everyone can see us. Everyone is probably already watching. This is inappropriate, I say, my voice barely steady. You can't just show up here. Like you can't just kiss me and then disappear? His words hang in the air between us, dangerous and true. Tyler, please. No, he says, moving closer. No more running. Outside my office, I see heads turn. Whispers start. Phones come out. People are watching, I warn. Let them. He's close enough now that I can smell his cologne, something expensive Mark probably bought him. The thought of Mark sends a fresh wave of guilt through me. We need to forget last night happened. Do you really want to forget? No. God help me, no. But I can't say that. Not here. Not with my entire professional life as witness. I need to work, I say instead, gesturing to the reports on my desk. Tyler's laugh is bitter. Right. Hide behind spreadsheets and performance metrics. That's the Rachel Chen way, isn't it? His words sting because they're true. That's not fair. Neither is pretending last night meant nothing. A knock at my office door makes us both jump. Jenny stands there, looking uncomfortable. Rachel? Your 2 p.m. is here. I'll be right there. Tyler steps back, his expression unreadable. This isn't over, he says quietly. Then he's gone, Leah. Leaving me with the weight of stares and speculation. My phone buzzes with a text from Mark. Coming home early. Miss you. The words feel like accusations. I spend the rest of the afternoon in meetings I can't focus on, giving presentations my mouth delivers while my mind replays last night. The way Tyler's hands felt in my hair. The taste of his kiss. The moment everything changed. By evening, the rain has returned, heavy and insistent. I sit in my Tesla in the Amazon parking garage, watching the water cascade down the concrete walls. Another text from Tyler. Going for a run. Pike Place. Could use company. I should drive home. Should call Mark. Should do anything but what I'm about to do. Instead, I find myself parking near Pike Place Market, the neon sign reflecting off the wet pavement. Tyler stands under the famous market sign, rain soaking his running gear. When he sees me, his smile is like lightning, brilliant and dangerous. You came, he says simply. This is a mistake. Then why are you here? Because I can't stay away. Because you make me feel alive. Because everything else feels like a carefully curated lie. But I don't say any of that. Instead, I let him take my hand. Let him lead me through the rain-slicked streets. Let myself forget about the cameras that might be watching. The careers that might be ending. The hearts that will definitely break. We end up at my condo, not the one I share with Mark, but my secret pied a terra in Belltown. A place I kept as an escape. Never imagining it would become this kind of escape. As soon as the door closes, Tyler's lips find mine. More urgent than last night. More desperate. More real. My hands tangle in his wet hair as he presses me against the wall. Rachel, he breathes against my neck. Just my name. But it sounds like salvation. Outside, Seattle's rain continues its relentless rhythm. Washing away pretense. Washing away resistance. Washing away everything but this moment. And I know, as Tyler's hands trace patterns on my skin, that there's no going back. No more perfect Instagram posts. No more curated life. No more lies. Just this. Just us. Just the truth we can no longer deny, even if it destroys everything else. The morning sun breaks through Seattle's clouds, casting an accusatory light across my Belltown condo. Tyler sleeps beside me, his face peaceful in a way I haven't seen since his startup failed. My phone shows 27 missed calls from Mark. The last one came an hour ago, just before his flight landed at SeaTac. Reality crashes back like a Pacific Northwest storm. Tyler, I whisper, touching his shoulder. Wake up. His eyes open slowly, a smile forming until he sees my expression. Mark's back, he says. Not a question. I nod, already gathering my clothes from where they landed last night. My Apple Watch shows my heart rate spiking, fight or flight in digital form. We need to go, I say, trying to keep my voice steady. Separately. Tyler sits up, the sheets pulling around his waist. I'm tired of hiding, Rachel. Don't what? Don't tell the truth? His voice rises with each word, bouncing off the minimalist walls of my secret apartment. Your father. Stop calling him that. Tyler stands, frustration radiating from every movement. Stop hiding behind titles and roles. My hands shake as I button my blouse. This isn't a game, Tyler. This is my life. My career. Our life, he corrects. And I want to live it openly. Through the floor-to-ceiling windows, I watch a seaplane take off from Lake Union. How easy it would be to just leave. Start over somewhere without histories. Without complications. Without consequences. My phone buzzes again, Mark's face appearing on the screen. Tyler watches as I silence it. You can't avoid him forever. I know. But I can try. For a few more minutes at least. Tyler approaches, his hands finding my waist with familiar ease. Stay, he whispers against my neck. Choose us. For a moment, I let myself lean into him. Let myself imagine a different life. A real life. Then my phone lights up with a text from Jenny. Emergency board meeting called. Mark's here. The world stops. What is it? Tyler asks, seeing my face. I show him the message. He knows, I whisper. Tyler's jaw sets in a determined line. Then let's face it together. But I'm already pulling away, gathering my things. Professional mask sliding back into place. I need to handle this. Rachel. No, I cut him off. This isn't some startup you can pivot. This is my life. The words come out harsher than intended. Tyler steps back as if I've slapped him. Your perfectly curated life, you mean? Tyler. Go, he says quietly. Go back to your perfect marriage and your perfect job and your perfect lies. Each word hits like Seattle rain, cold and relentless. I want to say something. Anything. Instead, I leave. The drive to Amazon feels like crossing a border between two worlds. Between truth and pretense. Between heart and duty. between love and obligation. The Amazon campus looms ahead, the spheres watching like giant glass eyes. Security waves me through with practiced efficiency. Boards in conference room A, Jenny says as I pass her desk. Mark's already there. My heels click against polished concrete, each step an echo of my racing heart. Through the glass walls, I see them all waiting. Mark stands at the head of the table, his Singapore tan making him look like a stranger. He doesn't smile when I enter. Rachel, he says, my name sounding foreign on his lips. Care to explain this? He turns his laptop toward me. On the screen, security footage plays. Tyler and me at Pike Place. Entering my Belltown building. Not leaving until this morning. The timestamp blinks in the corner like a digital accusation. Around the table, board members shift uncomfortably. I can explain. I begin. But can I? Can I explain something I barely understand myself? Save it, Mark cuts me off. The SEC is already investigating potential insider trading. What? Tyler's new code? The one he's been working on? Looks remarkably similar to our proprietary AI. The room spins slightly. That's impossible. Is it? Mark's voice is ice. He had access to everything. Through you. The implications hit me like a physical force. Tyler wouldn't. Tyler did, Mark interrupts. And you helped him. My phone buzzes in my pocket. Probably Tyler. But I can't look now. Can't think about last night. Can't think about anything but survival. I'll resign, I hear myself say. Mark laughs, but there's no humor in it. That's just the beginning. Outside the conference room, I see Jenny watching. See phones recording. See my carefully constructed world crumbling. My Apple Watch vibrates with a news alert. Amazon VP and startup scandal, code theft and family drama. It's already happening. Already spreading. Already destroying everything. And somewhere in my Belltown apartment, Tyler is probably watching it all unfold. Watching as our truth becomes headline news. Watching as our love becomes a scandal. Watching as everything falls apart. Just like Seattle rain, the consequences are relentless. And there's nowhere left to hide. The next 48 hours pass in a blur of lawyers and headlines. I sit in my attorney's downtown office, watching Seattle's skyline disappear behind storm clouds. The SEC investigation is serious, she says, sliding documents across the mahogany desk. But the personal fallout? She doesn't need to finish. My phone hasn't stopped buzzing since the story broke. Hashtag tech scandal Seattle trends on Twitter. My Instagram followers multiply like digital vultures. LinkedIn connections disappear one by one. Where's Tyler? I ask, my voice barely steady. My lawyer's expression tightens. Ms. Chen, I strongly advise against any contact with Tyler Thompson at this time. But I need to know. Need to understand if last night was worth this. The door opens, and her assistant enters with more papers. The latest from the SEC, she says, then hesitates. And you might want to see this. She hands me her phone, open to Tyler's TikTok. My heart stops. There he is, in what looks like a San Francisco hotel room. "I'm safe," he says to the camera. "But I won't be found." The video has 3 million views already. Comments flood in faster than I can read. Teen Tyler. Home wrecker. Code thief. Modern love story. My hands shake as I return the phone. "He's gone?" My lawyer nods grimly. "Left Seattle this morning. The SEC wants to question him about the code." The code. Always the code. But I know Tyler. Know his brilliance. Know his integrity. He didn't steal anything, I say firmly. The evidence suggests otherwise. Outside, thunder rolls across Elliott Bay. My phone light. Up with a private number. For a moment, hope flares, maybe it's Tyler. But it's Mark's voice that fills the line. "The board made their decision," he says without preamble. "You're out." Just like that. 15 years at Amazon. VP position. Stock options. Gone. Mark. Don't. His voice cracks slightly. Was any of it real? The question hits harder than the termination. Was it? The perfect marriage? The perfect family? The perfect lie? "I'm sorry," I whisper. He laughs bitterly. "Save it for your social media apology tour." The line goes dead. My lawyer watches with practiced sympathy. "We should discuss your options." But I'm not listening. Instead, I'm staring at my phone, at the last message Tyler sent before disappearing. Some code can't be contained. Some love can't be debugged. Find me when you're ready to run your own program. Outside, the storm intensifies. Seattle rain pounds against the windows like nature's judgment. My Apple Watch vibrates with another news alert. Tech power couple divorcing amid code theft allegations. I should feel devastated. Should feel destroyed. Should feel something other than relief. Standing abruptly, I gather my things. "Ms. Chin?" My lawyer looks concerned. "Where are you going?" I think of Tyler's words. Think of his courage. Think of his truth. To run my own program. The elevator descends to the lobby, each floor marking another piece of my old life falling away. In the reflection of the polished doors, I see myself clearly for the first time. Not the perfect VP. Not the perfect wife. Not the perfect anything. Just a woman who finally chose truth over code. Love over protocol. Reality over perfection. Outside, the rain soaks through my designer suit as I walk to my Tesla. One last time, I check my phone. Tyler's TikTok has been updated. A coffee cup in a San Francisco cafe. The Golden Gate Bridge in morning fog. A coding screen with a familiar algorithm. And I know where to find him. Know what to do. Know who I really am. The Tesla's navigation system blinks to life. Starting route to San Francisco, it announces. Behind me, Seattle's rain washes away the last traces of Rachel Chin Thompson, VP of Amazon. Ahead, through the storm, I see something else. Something real. Something true. Something worth every line of code we've written, and every line we've crossed. And